After repeatedly saying the mantra, don't buy a Tesla in my head for years, I finally caved and put in an order yesterday, and my guess is that many people in the world did as well. Now, I anticipate that EVs are really going to be a big part of the tech and automotive space in 2023. We have the US EV tax credit that's now available to take advantage of, and the competition in electric vehicles is really starting to heat up. And even though I'll admit that there's likely a lot more exciting EVs coming to the menu later this year, there are certain reasons why I rather abruptly jumped on ordering a Tesla, and I wanted to put together this video to help you figure out if it's the right time for you as well. And at the end of the video, I'll go over what I personally ordered, but let me know in the comments which Teslas you guys are looking at. I'm curious to see which model gets most love. Okay, the first and most influential reason why I ordered a Tesla is pretty obvious if you've been keeping up with Tesla news even to the smallest degree, and that of course is the unanticipated price cuts. Yes, rather than jacking up the price like Tesla has steadily done for the past few years, the company very uncharacteristically lowered prices across their entire lineup of vehicles. Here's a quick look at the current US prices for each vehicle compared to what they were just a few days ago, and you can see these are pretty significant price cuts, particularly for the Model Y. A long-range Model Y just a few days ago was close to around $70K after taxes and fees. And what's important to note, for whatever reason, the government did not classify the Model Y as an SUV and instead labeled it a sedan, so it exceeded the $55,000 price limit in order for it to be eligible for the EV tax credit. Knowing that this would very likely decrease the demand for the Model Y, Tesla very intentionally reduced the price in order for the car to meet the eligibility requirement. But this is shocking because the reduction is so much more than what anyone would have anticipated. We're talking close to a 20% discount. And the discounts on the other models are also quite significant. I'll spotlight the reduction on the Model 3 Performance. With close to 15% off the original price, it's no doubt an effort by Tesla to again make the vehicle eligible for the $7,500 tax credit. And what's crazy is that these changes basically came overnight without any real heads up. And this led some folks like myself to be very happy and excited by this sudden flash sale Tesla seems to be having, but understandably, it's made a lot of people really pissed off. Dude, there are people who literally took delivery of their new Model Ys like a week ago that paid that original $70K-ish for their cars. With this new price and with the addition of the tax credit, people can pick up the exact same Model Y for well under $50K. So you can understand why there's a lot of excitement and a lot of venom being spewed out about Tesla right now. Now, full disclaimer, this is not financial advice by any means, but if you are interested in purchasing a Tesla given all the recent events, here are some things to keep in mind. Number one, if you're based out of the US and the EV tax credit is a critical component to your decision making, you're gonna wanna make sure that you're eligible. Right now, all of the Model 3 and Model Y configurations are eligible for the tax credit based on the requirements around the purchase price. Now, word on the street is that Tesla is moving very quickly with government officials to reclassify the Model Y as an SUV, which would make it eligible for the EV tax credit so long as it's under $80,000. Many think as soon as that happens, this crazy Eddie sale Tesla has going on for the Model Y will end just as abruptly as it began, and prices will go back to what they were, so keep that in mind. Moreover, you're gonna wanna make sure that you're eligible for the tax credit based on your taxable income. Basically, if you make too much money, you don't qualify, but it's still a good opportunity to take advantage of the lower sticker prices while they're here. And probably the most convoluted requirement is around the batteries that power these cars in terms of where they're manufactured and sourced. Tesla does manage their batteries here in the US, but where they source their components that go into the batteries is a bit of a question mark. To be fair, it seems as though there's no EV out there right now that could definitively say they meet this requirement, as measuring what percentage of components are sourced from what eligible locations is really ambiguous. I honestly don't even think the government that put this provision together know how to measure this. So this particular requirement around battery materials has actually been postponed to at least March of 2023. This means that EVs like the Tesla Model 3 and the Tesla Model Y, so long as they meet all the other requirements, which they currently do, are going to be eligible for the full $7,500 tax credit. Now, many are speculating that if the government enacts the battery requirement come March, it may take many or all of the Model 3 and Ys out of eligibility. But keep in mind, if this is the case, you'd still be eligible for half of the EV tax credit, as it's specifically designed to be divided into two categories. And even Tesla's website specifically states when configuring either a Model 3 or Model Y that it is eligible for the $7,500 tax credit, but you'll notice that they do underscore until March, which again is something to keep in mind if a full tax credit is a make or break component to your purchase decision. Now, as the day of filming this, the estimated delivery dates for the Model 3 is January through February, and the Model Y is January through March, which is encouraging, but my guess is that those forecasts may slide to the right pretty soon given the sudden reduction in prices, as well as the potential compromise of the tax credit coming in March. And real quick, I hope this video is helpful. Pressing the like button would be super helpful for me, and subscribing to the channel would be even better. Now, as far as what I ordered from Tesla yesterday after weighing all the things I just went over, drumroll please, I ordered the standard range Tesla Model 3. I know, kind of underwhelming, and I get it, it's the car that takes the least advantage of these lower prices, but let me explain why I went with this car over something like the Model Y. Number one, and probably the most personal to me, I just like the look of the Model 3 more than the Model Y. And this might be a bit of a hot take here, but the car to me just looks awkward. Like, it's not large enough to be looked upon as an SUV, but also too bulbous to be a regular sedan. It's just kind of weird. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't like it. I think it's a really nice looking car. I just think that the Model 3 looks way better. And I feel as though there was a lot more intentionality to that car's design, whereas the Model Y was an extension of what the Model 3 brought to the table. I did upgrade the wheels to the 19-inch sport wheels though, again, mainly because I think it makes the car look considerably more attractive. Now, looks aside, probably the main reason why I decided to go with the Model 3 is value. Yes, it has the lowest discount, but with the reduced price and the $7,500 tax credit, I'll end up getting this car for around $38,000. That's almost near the original $35,000 Model 3 pricing that Tesla boasted about many years ago, but only kept for a very short time before jacking up the price. And honestly, when it comes to features when compared to the Model Y, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. I already mentioned that I like the looks of the Model 3 better, and we already have an SUV, so I don't need the additional space. And when it comes to interior design and the car's functionality, there's virtually no difference. Now, when it comes to range, having around 250 miles per charge is gonna be fine for me. I work primarily from home, and I think the standard range Model 3 offers just enough mileage for me to be comfortable based on what I need from a car. And the last reason why I chose the Model 3 over the Model Y, the estimated delivery date is set prior to March. I am one of those folks in which obtaining the full $7,500 tax credit is a must-have in order to make this purchase worth it. And it looks as though the chances of getting the Model 3 delivered in time before any changes occur is higher than the Model Y. At the end of the day, I have a budget I'm working with that I'm trying to be responsible towards. No doubt, the Model Y is tempting, but there's a lot of variables in play that doesn't make it the smartest choice for me. But hey, that's just me, and God knows I'm not the smartest person when it comes to big purchases, so let me know what you guys think. Which Tesla would you go for in this circumstance and why? Curious to get your thoughts, let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. Now, I will be making follow-up videos on this Tesla acquiring journey, so make sure that you're subscribed to the channel if you'd like to follow along, and if you do have any questions, just leave them down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.